And welcome back to the Press Start Podcast. I'm your host, Vic, aka Mr. Never Chillin'. This is episode number 31, and of course, I'm joined with my co-host, Roger.
Hey guys, how you doing this week?
And this week, we're actually joined by a special guest for once, Hakeem.
I'm Hakeemy. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited to do this.
That's what's up, man. Thanks for joining us, though. But if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself to the community, like who you are, what do you do for a living, maybe some games that you enjoy playing.
I'm no one special. I'm Hakeemy. I just play Valorant, first-person shooters. Play with Roger and Vic all the time, and that's pretty much it. First-person shooters are my niche, for sure.
Yeah,
How long
for
have
sure.
you been playing first-person shooters?
Oh man, original Xbox. My dad bought that for me when I was younger, and Call of Duties have been my thing. I love Call of Duties. But
Okay.
yeah.
It sounds
That's
like
awesome.
us. I feel like me and
Yeah.
Roger used to play a lot of first-person shooters. Roger kind of grew out of it, and then obviously he plays like Halo and Valorant, but he doesn't play Call of Duty no more with us. But
I mean,
Damn.
like Call of Duty has jumped the shark for me so long
Yeah.
ago. It just doesn't feel good anymore.
Mhm.
Like even playing Warzone, I was like, this is okay at times, and then it
Mhm.
got hackers showed up, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
let's
we're
play
done.
something else.
As they do.
Right,
they
it was
do.
so crazy. Like we were playing consistently, like every night playing some Warzone, get like 2 or 3 matches in at least, and then it was just like hacker central. We're like, yep, don't want to play this no more.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
would be winning like a dub every 1 or 2 days, and it was
Right.
awesome. We were pulling in some good wins, and then all of a sudden it just stopped.
Yeah, we were like, no, thank you, I'm all right.
What was your guys' last Call of Duty you enjoyed?
Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare 3, probably.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like it's been a grip. Like that was our Ghost. Like Ghost was really good. I think.
I think so,
I
too.
think Ghost was very underrated, honestly. But
One of the original Black Ops. The original Black Ops.
yeah,
was
Black
alright.
Ops 1
I
was
enjoyed
good.
that.
That was in between
Agreed.
Modern Warfare 2 and 3.
Yeah.
So that was right in the heart of good Call of Duty times. But
Yeah, Modern Warfare 1 and 2 were the ones I enjoyed the most.
yeah, I'd be
Agreed.
eager to see if Modern Warfare 2 gets remastered like they say they are, like the multiplayer. So we'll see how that plays out. That's just a
Yeah, we'll
rumor
see.
speculation. But nonetheless, let's get into our topics this week for everyone. We're going to do a little recap of Gamescom, everything that was announced. There was a lot of surprises that showed up that blew our minds. For anybody who joined the show, because we did watch it live, definitely saw our reactions. But just like to recap for everyone. We're going to start off here with one that came out, actually was released a couple days ago, given the movie comes out in like 3 days, I think. The Matrix Awakens, Unreal Engine 5 experience. Roger, what was your first impressions on this?
So I'm not really. I think it's interesting that they're trying to now really bridge the gap between games, movies, TV shows, and all this different things to kind of make a unified meta experience, this whole metaverse kind of thing.
Right.
And for me, I think this is just it's kind of just a publicity stunt to try and get people hyped up for the Matrix movie, which is what, next week?
I think on the 22nd, I think it's this week.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
week. Sorry, this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it looks really good. But what about you, Hakeem? Have you seen anything on this or wanted to check it out at all?
I haven't really heard anything about it, but I was interested in the Unreal Engine 5 experience thing. Roger was giving me a mini rundown. I'm not exactly too sure what that is.
Yeah.
So Unreal Engine 5 is the newest Unreal Engine, and it's pretty much what's going to push the way to modern ray tracing and some of these high-end video games. We had a demo early on when the PS5 was first coming out. They were kind of showcasing what we'll be able to do on a PS5 or on an Xbox One with this Unreal Engine, and it looks like real life. It
Oh,
is
wow.
beautiful.
Right. Yeah. That engine's going to push next gen gaming to the max. Like watching this, like the Matrix Awakens. Like I want to download it myself. And Roger, you can do the same thing on your PS5 now that you got one. And it's almost indistinguishable. Like watching people play this, I was like, is this real world, or is this like a game? And it's legitimately a game, but it looks so damn photorealistic. I'm just like, yo, this is insane. It's insane.
Is that the Matrix Awake? Is that the? I think my friends were showing me it yesterday. Is that the one where they were driving a car down a street and it looks super
Yeah.
real? Okay, I did see a little bit of that, and
Yeah.
it was amazing. The physics and stuff looked awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's mind blowing how that game looks.
Yeah.
And for anyone out there who wants to see what Unreal Engine 5 looks like, there was the original release was in May of last year. I posted it in chat there. That's a 9 or 10 minute video showcasing what Unreal Engine 5 could do, and that was a year and a half ago, or more than a
Right.
year and a half ago.
And there's so many games that are in production right now that are going to be using it, which we're going to touch on at least one of them later on in the show. But I'm very eager to see what Unreal Engine pushes in the gaming industry. and we'll just have to see where it goes. And hopefully, this is going to set the standard for next gen. Honestly, when it comes to game
I
engines.
definitely agree. And talking about something that looks next gen, just Star Wars Eclipse got announced this at the Game Awards, and honestly, it's got me excited again. I hope it's something similar to like Knights of the Old Republic, the RPG style game. I'm really hoping for a kind of a classical experience back from from Star Wars.
Right. Yeah, Star Wars Eclipse, man, like blew my mind. I was like, when it first came on screen, and it had those like weird guys banging on the drums and shit like that, and then Lucasfilm came on screen, and we were like, maybe this is the new Indiana Jones game that was already announced. Maybe this is
Yeah.
some showcase to it, and then it started showcasing like some more highlights of it, like the cinematic
Shit
trailer.
started flying.
I was like, yeah, this is not Indiana Jones. This is clearly Star Wars. And I was just like, oh, is this a movie? No, this is a game, and it's being made by Quantic Dream, which they're known for like Detroit. I forget the name of that game. I'm drawing a blank on it, but it's like very story driven and like your choices matter.
Become Human.
Become Human. Thank you. And like Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, like they've made a lot of good games, good quality games, and like your decisions matter in it. And like you were saying, Roger, how I hope this is like Knights of the Old Republic, because that game was heavily like influenced by your decisions. Like you could be a light side or a dark side person, and apparently with this Star Wars Eclipse, it's told by like different characters, like the whole story is. So I'm eager to see how that plays out. But nonetheless, Hakeem, did you check out this trailer or see this game?
Yeah, when you guys were streaming it. What's up?
I said, are you big into Star Wars at all?
Not really, but going with what Roger said, like it looks really like realistic, and it actually kind of caught my attention. I was watching it with you guys when the awards were going on. It kind of piqued my interest a lot.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited for it. It looks
Yeah.
good. It for me is the reason I would go back to Star Wars.
Mhm.
Right,
play some more.
and the fact that that story is actually going to be told during the High Republic era, which takes place like roughly 200 to 400 years before the prequels take place, and basically this story has only been told through books and comics recently, because this is like a new era for Star Wars. Like it's not the Old Republic; it's set between the Old Republic and the movies and stuff, the Skywalker saga. So there's so much stuff they can do here because they're not constrained by anything specifically. So I'm definitely eager to see it, but nonetheless,
Chat's definitely got an opinion about this stuff.
To be fair, Indiana Jones, right?
Yeah, but I agree. This is a rough spot in Star Wars lore. So let's hope they do it justice. Let's be honest. And so, as you were saying, the next game that came on screen, this is one we've been calling for a while, hasn't it? We've said time and time again. We saw the remaster of Alan Wake a month ago now.
Yeah, it was like a month or two ago. Yeah.
And we were like, this is to get people hyped for Alan Wake 2. And what did they announce? Alan Wake 2. As soon as the video started playing.
Right, I was like, "Yep, that's it." And really, what keyed it was when they did that transition between like the one town and the other town, and they showcased the old town. We were like, "Yep, that's Alan Wake. That's exactly the exact same town." I was like, because I just played
strip of town,
right, and I just recently beat Alan Wake. Either this past year, a year before, I actually beat it in 2020, and I was like, "Yo, this game was really good." And then when I beat it, that was 10 years. Like it was a 10-year-old game, and now we're finally getting an Alan Wake 2. I'm super excited. And the fact that it's like Alan Wake 2 is taking like a different route when it comes to this game, apparently. It's going to be more of like a survival horror game as opposed to what the first one was. That was like more of a psychological, action adventure, psychological kind of thing. So I'm eager to see what this is going to be. But Hakeem, did you play Alan Wake at all, or eager for this new one?
I have not, but all I know is it's a survival game. That's all I know.
You ever played Quantum Break? Not Quantum Control. Sorry, Control.
I have not. No.
Okay, yeah. So this is gonna hopefully, I think, will tie in some of the stuff from Control into the Alan Wake, since the DLC from Control tied in Alan Wake to this. So I'm excited to see what they do with it now that they're kind of trying to build their own metaverse of the Alan Wake stuff. But another one we've got here. So DC is making a comeback here. Hopefully, for the better. Wonder Woman, a new game was announced. We saw no gameplay, no nothing. It was just the Wonder Woman logo, and it was her. That was it.
Right. I appreciate the host JD. Wonder Woman. I mean, the movies haven't really been that good in my eyes. I haven't really been a fan of anything DC, to be honest with you. But maybe this can change the tide. Like maybe this could be their start of their redemption, their comeback. Because Marvel was just killing it. Marvel was just murdering everything that they do. I mean, look at the success of Spider-Man this past week. It's setting records. It's breaking records. Like it's an insane movie that I still got to go see. But Wonder Woman maybe can put them back on the map and be competitive, like in the market. What about you, Hakeem? Are you excited for a Wonder Woman game? Would this be something you play or no?
They made a Wonder Woman movie before, right?
Well, yeah, they just came out with one like last year or 2 years ago, or
I'm
whenever it
pretty
was.
sure I fell asleep to that movie, so I'm not really, not really looking forward to the next one, to
That
be
was a
honest.
garbage Wonder Woman movie to begin with, so I don't.
Yeah, I'm not really looking forward to this one, but who knows?
Yeah, they
Who
had Wonder
knows?
Woman in
Yeah.
2017, and then Wonder Woman 1984 came out in 2020, so last
All
year.
right, yeah, definitely the 2017 one. Was not a fan.
Yeah.
No,
No,
yeah, so
but talking about DC still, Suicide Squad is going to be getting their own game.
mhm,
This is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. It almost felt similar or reminiscent to to the um uh the Guardians of the Galaxy game we just got. It looks like it's trying to be that sort of, quick action on the ground
mhm.
playing with a team, and I'm excited. I hope, with the success of Guardians of the Galaxy, I think this game's got a start a large opposition that it has to surmount here, because we've gone from this game that almost won a few game awards. I think it
Mhm.
won one at least, so that's
Right.
right. Yeah.
I think
So I I'm definitely interested to see, but this could be a huge flop in my opinion.
right. This game was announced either a year or 2 years ago, and all we got was just like a cinematic of, "Hey, this is the game that's coming out by Warner Brothers, and here we are." And it piqued a lot of questions. We were like, "What do you mean kill the Justice League?" And then like seeing the gameplay trailer, you're like, "Oh, okay, now it makes sense." Like all the heroes are being controlled by um, Brainiac, I think his name is in the game in that universe, and they're bad people now. So like they need the Suicide Squad to come in and be the heroes and save the day. So I'm like very curious to see how this plays. Like, is this a co-op game? Like, is this a four-player co-op game, or is this just like a single-player game like Guardians, where you're playing as one character but you have a team with you? Like, there's so much unanswered questions out of this. And actually, no, I think it says you get to play as four playable characters: King Shark, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, and Deadshot are all playable. So I'm not sure if that means you could play as. So is this like more like Marvel's Avengers kind of game, where like you can choose who you want to play as and then build your team with you or play with other people? I'm very curious. But this game in the gaming industry gave a lot of Sunset Overdrive vibes with the whole jumping around and the
Yeah.
chaoticness that's going on. So I'm really eager to see. This is just going to be a game that we monitor because this is coming out this year. So we'll definitely wait and see. But Hakeem, are you into the Suicide Squad at all?
Not a whole lot, but I'm always looking forward to new games coming out. So maybe I'll just watch some streamers or something play it, or you guys play it or something.
Watch
Hey,
first, play
if it's a
later.
co-op game, then there's 4 slots, hopefully. So
Yeah,
let's hope it's a good game. But
yeah.
coming back around to something that's more your realm here. Halo's getting its TV show, and we kind of got another taste of that here. Is this something you're excited for, Hakeem?
I am. I saw the little trailer on YouTube, and the graphics look amazing. It looks awesome. So I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, I'm excited because I I just actually beat Halo Infinite last week, in addition to a few other games, and Halo Infinite, it actually felt good. And I saw some reports that the game actually wasn't wholly complete what they wanted it to be. And honestly, I'm glad they stopped where they did instead of continuing to go forward, because the game felt great actually. Halo Infinite, I would give it a higher rating than I thought I was going to, and I'll eat my words. Halo Infinite was a good game all around so far. And I'm excited now to see where this TV show goes.
Mhm.
I want more. I like the lore of Halo. We've had some flops, we've had some ups, we've had some downs. We've gone from Halo 3 to 4 to Guardians, and then here to Infinite. And
Yeah.
there's a lull, but I'm hoping we get some good storytelling again.
Right. And with the whole Halo TV series, there is some bad news to this is the Halo TV series is not canon. It's not canon at all. It's not connected to any story. It will not be connected to any story. So that's the down part. I'm like, so I'm about to
Mm.
watch something for absolutely no reason. That's really what I'm getting out of it. So it looks cool, but if it has no ties to the story or anything that I've did over the past 20 years, it makes me question like, why bother? Why waste the time and the
Yeah.
resources if it has no meaning? It
It
has
just feels like
nothing to it.
money gun.
Yeah, it's just like,
It's just
oh, it's
as they
Halo.
always.
Like you
I
just
feel like
keep
it's a huge missed opportunity for them. They could have done like a lot with that.
Yeah.
That's
Well, and
weird.
that's
I
the
didn't know that
thing.
was like not a thing or like it
Well,
wasn't part of the story.
and like Halo's always had novels and just a ton of other things to
Mhm.
Yeah.
go along with the story to really build the world. And I feel as though this is a missed opportunity for Halo because we've had like 3 novels about the creation of Master Chief, you know, and then
Mhm.
his beginnings before Halo 1, and to find that, you know, this show is not going to be canon is a little upsetting to me.
Right, you
I
know,
don't
yeah,
believe
all
so.
the books and games and stuff like that were all connected in one universe, in one canon. But now I guess the new TV show is completely different. I was just like, yeah, I kind of miss that. But I do see what Spooky Crew here. Like, they could tell their own story with no baggage, no constraints. Like, I see that. Like, the creative freedom with the Halo universe, with not having to tie it in. Like, I get that. But that's not what we want. Like, this is the 20th anniversary of Halo, and you're about to give us a TV show that has no meaning to the last 20 years. You just said
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
You said fuck the Halo community. I'm gonna make something that has nothing to do with what you just did.
Yeah, and it kind of feels like the writing we're getting from Halo sometimes, but
Right, right. But
so
Easy money for them.
yeah.
right. But moving on here to our next topic, our next one here on the list is Hellblade 2. This was a game that was revealed, I think, 2 years ago, actually, at the Game Awards, and all we got was a cinematic, and that's it. It was the first game that was announced with the Series X, being a Series X exclusive, and we finally got gameplay that half the time I couldn't even tell the difference between what was gameplay and what was cinematic in that what we watched. Roger, did this pique your interest at all?
Yeah, it looked awesome. Honestly, with it being an exclusive, it's a little upsetting because my computer doesn't really have the monitor to play it. I wish that I could play it at its full definition because I just got a PS5 after the Game Awards, not last week but the week before, and it's kind of upsetting that I might not get to play this on a 4K TV.
Right, that means you just got to buy the Xbox Series S or just spend a high dollar
Or
on the
don't.
X.
Yeah,
Or don't.
or buy myself a new monitor that's
Right,
4K or
Yeah, there you
something
go.
stupid. Yeah.
this will be on the Game Pass. So yeah, just grab a 4K monitor that you can
Yeah,
get the
for
high
my
high.
computer. Just we'll go grab a 4K. Just go out and buy one. They're
Fuck
cheap,
it,
right?
right? Yeah.
A Microsoft Canon for like $400. It's some light.
I mean,
Yeah.
look at the chair you're sitting on. That shit wasn't cheap.
Yeah, well, I use it for work too,
Nah,
so.
yeah, it's all worth it though. But
But
yeah,
no,
help.
Hellblade 2 looks awesome. It really does. It is a beautiful game. It makes me want to go back and play Hellblade because I never actually got to play that one.
Mhm.
And I'm kind of excited now seeing
I
this
would
one.
recommend playing the first one. I played it 2 years ago and beat it, and I was just like, "Yo, this shit was dark," because it's a game that talks about mental health, and she's dealing with like psychosis and like something else, and it's just like it basically gives you the perspective of what she's dealing with on an everyday basis.
Mhm.
So it's a really dark thing, and it's something that you can explore, and I highly recommend it. It's like one of the best games that came out of nowhere, honestly, and I'm glad Microsoft snagged this one and because this gives them a chance to actually have that single player story driven like action adventure game that's like I don't know, it's just something that Microsoft was missing that PlayStation and Sony have. Most of their games are all that. But Hakeem, did you ever play the first one? Probably
Nah, I
not.
might be living under a rock though, but I just looked it up right now and those graphics do look crazy. I see what you're talking about, the cinematics and gameplay. It's hard to tell the difference.
Right, because nothing came up with like buttons like press A here, do this or do that. It was just like smooth
Straight
sailing.
movie.
I was like,
Great movie.
like that Hellblade 2 is really pushing next gen, and I'm very excited for what we're about to get going forward because over the past year or two with the new console coming out, most of the games we got were all made for previous gen and next gen. Most games we're going to get now are going to be specifically for next gen, and that's it. So that's really going to push it to the next step. But another one that was announced that kind of had our head scratching here, I thought, was Arc Raiders. Roger, what was this game? That's
I don't
exactly
know.
Oh, we're on
how
the
I
same
think
boat here.
also.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yes.
I don't know. It looks like it doesn't look like a story-driven game to me. It looks like a um just sort of like a party game kind of thing. It's like a first-person shooter or third-person shooter party game. It's like you hop in and what you're doing really doesn't matter. It's just going in, collecting stuff, getting out, and trying to leave. And it guess robots or aliens are attacking the planet, and it's forever. And you're trying to catch them. You're essentially ambushing robot aliens or something.
Right.
Whenever they're flying through places, and the idea is to kill them and get out without dying. And I don't know, it just seems kind of
It looks
so
good.
far. It looks fine, but like, what are we doing in it?
It
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
looks like a high def Earth Defense Force. That's all it is.
Right. You ain't lie there. But to give everybody more of an idea, this is a game being made by Embark Studios, which is like people from like ex Dice developers and stuff. They made this is their debut game. It's described as a vibrant sci-fi PvE third-person shooter that features 3-player co-op and heavy focus on teamwork. And it's free to play. It's coming to PS5, Xbox, and PC 2022. So being free to play, I mean, it doesn't hurt.
Microtransaction City.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be microtransaction heavy, unfortunately, but hey, it's a
Oh.
game that's free to play. So, I mean, check it out. You like it, you keep playing it. If not, all right, delete.
Move on.
Which what we're about to do now. What's next here? Forspoken got their release date announced. This is a game that's coming out for the PlayStation. It's being released on May 24th of 2022. It's PlayStation 5 and PC exclusive, being made by Square Enix. Is this a game that you're going to pick up on the PS5, Roger?
Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah.
It looks that
Oh, yeah.
good, huh? You're like, yeah,
looks very
definitely got to get it.
It was pretty fucking beautiful. I'll probably get it on the PS5 because my wife likes to sit and watch me play games on the PS5, and so it's just a nice way to spend some time together. And after we just beat God of War from 2018, this kind of reminds me of the playstyle of like almost like Dark Souls. It's kind of that fluid and action packed, paced, like super fast paced action. And it kind of also reminds me of like the God of War 2018, where it's that action adventure, but it looks almost a little more real, a little more lush, a little more fast paced, maybe.
Right, right. What about you, Hakeem? Is this a game that you would pick up on your PC, or you're not into those story games, huh?
No, I've never heard of this game. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
Hey, I mean, that's honestly what we bring you either onto the show or have you in our audience, man. This is how we can extend these kind of games
Yeah.
for people. Because like back in the day, like growing up, like I was a first person shooter only person. Roger knows that. I
Yeah.
missed out on so many fucking games back in the day. Never played like BioShock. Never played Mass Effect. I've never played a lot of games because I was so focused on playing shooters. And now that I'm getting older and I'm involved in the gaming industry, I'm like, these games actually look good. These games are actually enjoyable. And when you sit down and play them, it's a lot of fun. Honestly, I mean,
What exactly is Forspoken?
So,
Go ahead.
Forspoken's about a girl who gets sent to an alternate reality, and she essentially gets charged with death because they think she's some sort of villain because she was able to go outside into the infected zone, the sort of dark zone outside the cities. It's slowly taking over the world. And so they're assuming that she's an agent of the darkness, but she's just somebody from another dimension that's unaffected by the darkness. So the whole idea of the game is you going around to help solve the darkness and to clear your name and also figure out how to get home because you're not in your dimension anymore, I guess. So
True.
Right. Yeah, this is their description from their website. Is Forspoken follows the journey of Frey, a young New Yorker transported to the beautiful and cruel land of Athia. In search of a way home, Frey must use her newfound magical abilities to traverse sprawling landscapes and battle monstrous creatures. So that sums it up pretty
And that's
good.
the game you guys been looking forward to?
It's one of them for sure. I mean, it's one of the games that would make me want to get a PS5 for sure. Like, I think it's going to really push the next gen on the PS5.
Good luck getting one.
I mean, I can get one whenever I'm ready to buy one.
True.
Because I get all the updates pretty fast and whatnot. But moving on here, though, to one that really had our head scratching. And I kind of called it before it was announced, but Sonic Frontiers was showcased. And this one kind of had us like, is this what we need? It's an open world Sonic game. I think I would have ever thought I was going to see it.
Well, wait. We had an open world Legend of Zelda game, Breath of the Wild. Look how well that did.
Right, I feel like that made more sense though.
But what I'm getting at is Sonic's always been this sort of big open landscape. We've had 3D Sonic games all the
Hmm.
time. So to me, I'm excited actually. I like Sonic. I've always liked Sonic, and I felt they did him dirty. And Microsoft did him really dirty in the like mid 2000s.
Hmm. Yeah, when Sega
They
was like no longer actually making their own consoles, and Sega
at
needed a
Sega,
platform to
yeah.
produce on.
So they went to the Xbox 360, and honestly, I think Microsoft did him dirty.
Hmm.
Microsoft as a studio was like, we don't really care, just do whatever. And Sonic just went from like I still remember taking care of the Chos and stuff, and like going around and fighting enemies in Sonic Adventures. And it was so
Hmm.
much fun on the GameCube and on the Nintendo consoles. And when it moved to Xbox, I think Sonic kind of fell by the wayside. But to me, this looks interesting. Sonic Frontiers, it looks exciting to play. But it's going to be on all consoles. The
Hmm.
PS4, the PS5, the Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. So I'm excited. I'd get it on my PS5 maybe, or on my Switch.
Right, yeah. And the thing is, I can't tell you the last time I played a Sonic game, to be honest with you. And it was funny. I seen people were comparing the trailer like side by side to Breath of the Wild, I guess, and it's like almost like a split image, like it's the exact
Yeah,
same trailer. And I was just like, well, I guess if Breath of the Wild was super successful, maybe this will have
yeah.
its
It's to
success
hype it
too.
back up. Yeah.
I
So
mean, given like the movie, we also saw the trailer, which we hadn't thrown here on the list, but the movie trailer for Sonic 2, when they showcase like Knuckles and Tails and stuff like that. So, which the first one did really well. So Sonic is definitely back. But Hakeem, are you a Sonic fan? Is this a game that you would check out at all, or no way?
I think it's interesting that it's open world. I used to play a little bit of Sonic back in my younger days, but I
Yeah.
can't hate. I can't hate on it until I try it. So I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough.
We'll see. We'll see.
yeah, yep. All right. So next thing that we got announced here was Cuphead is
Ugh.
getting a DLC. So we're gonna actually get a whole new. It almost feels like a whole new standalone game. It's a whole new island worth of experience. There's like maybe I think 6 or 7 new zones,
Hmm.
each with their own bad guy. So it looks like a full on expansion, like actually worth the money kind of thing. It's not just like a Ubisoft expansion.
No, yeah, for sure. And it's funny because this is a Cuphead DLC, and it's actually called DLC, the Delicious Last Course. And adds a third person, like another character that you can play as, but it's still a 2-player game. It's not a 3-player, which I thought was kind of weird, but fuck it. um and it's pretty cool. And honestly, this was kind of announced and teased like 2 years ago, I think it was. And then it kind of went dormant, it went quiet, and everyone was like, is this still happening, or is this, or did they like chalk it? And then it showed up at the Game Awards, and we were like, oh, okay, it's a real thing, it's still happening, it's coming out. And I mean, hopefully, I think, yeah, it's being released on June 30th of 2022. So I mean, I think it's perfect time for summer. Summer is usually a quiet time for games, and for this to come out, this will be a nice little fun game to check out in the summertime. What about you, Kim? Did you play Cuphead at all? Because I
I
know me and
did,
Roger
and
have. You
You
did?
did,
I played, yeah, with my friend one
yeah.
time. It made me want to break controllers before, but we
No,
powered through it.
100%. Me and Roger were trying to play that shit, and it's I think it's like a couch co-op only. Like you can't play online together unless, but we did that workaround,
Yeah,
and I was ready to throw my shit out the window.
yeah, that game's ridiculous.
They call it a Souls-like game for a reason, you know?
Mhm.
It is a mean and punishing game, and I'm excited. I still wanna beat Cuphead, I never did, and
Mhm.
I got about halfway through the game with you, but then we
Mhm.
gotta put it down.
Right.
I'd love to go back to it.
Well, honestly, I mean, we were playing it when I was in South Carolina, but now I'm back here in PA. I might as well. We can just come over and check it out and play it. Now it'll be a lot easier to do.
That'd be an interesting stream idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down. Shit.
But so moving on from the Cuphead, we've got a new Telltale game based on The Expanse. So have either of you watched The Expanse?
No, sir.
I have not, but
Neither have I.
I heard it's super successful. I know our stream was excited that this was announced because they enjoyed the TV series. So this is pretty cool. And honestly, to see a new Telltale series come back, I thought they were going to be gone because I know like their studio closed, and then I believe that they were revived by man, I can't think of the name who revived them, but it's pretty cool to see they're back, and I'm very interested in the choice but they have creative freedom. There's no other media other than the TV series, so like they can kind of just have fun with this and not be
Mhm.
constricted because like all the previous games, like they did The Walking Dead, like um uh Among Us or whatever, I forget what, but they've done a bunch of them that were already in set universes with multiple media, so it was kind of hard to, you had
Well,
to like
Borderlands.
pick and choose. Yeah, Borderlands as well. Like they've made a lot of games, so this one's pretty cool. Maybe me playing this will make me want to watch the show, or vice versa.
Yeah, potentially. I'm not a fan of Telltale games to be honest, but it looks interesting. But The Expanse is a show that I've never seen, but it does very well for a sci-fi show. It's highly rated, so
Hmm.
you know,
And
for
it's on
those.
Amazon Prime, so if anybody wants to watch it, you have to have Prime to watch it.
But talking about futuristic sci-fi things, to ride the hype of Dune, there is now a new Dune game coming out. It is a 4X strategy game called Dune Spice Wars. Do you guys play 4X strategy games at all? Have you ever played a 4X strategy game?
I don't know what the 4X means. I like strategy games. I'm not good at them because
4X is
they're
kind of
too big
like
brain for me. But
Civilization. Like
what is it?
Civilization.
Oh no, I'm not. No, not really. But
Yeah, so this is gonna be a game kind of like Civilization, Sid Meier's Civilization.
mm,
And honestly, it looks interesting, but I feel as though I'm worried that they're gonna get lost in the Dune hype and they're not gonna actually perform well
Hmm.
because it tends to be the name of the game where you try to ride the coattails of something successful like a movie like this. So
Hmm.
I'm a little hesitant to try it, but if it's on Game Pass or I can get it for free or cheap, I might.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if I'll check it out. Given I don't really play a lot of strategy games, it's not my cup of tea. But I mean, if it's super successful, then maybe I'll give it a shot. But like I said, I'm not probably not going to spend $60-$70 on this game. But if it's on Game Pass or it's free or super discounted, I might check it out.
hmm And another thing here that came out, we're only about I'd say 2/3 of the way through the list, is Slitterhead. So, Vic, you want to give us an idea what Slitterhead is about?
please.
Um, it's like, where do I even start with Slitterhead? Like this one kind of came out of nowhere, and I was just like, oh, okay. So Slitterhead is like one of the first games being made by the Silent Hill creator, um,
Mm,
Kichiro Toyama. I think that's how I pronounce it. Sorry if I butchered that pretty awful. But this is his first game being away from like Konami and all them. So it's another horrifying experience, and we really don't have much to go off of. But there was a lot of tease to Silent Hill throughout the entire show. There was like two or three nods to Silent Hill. We were like, "Are we getting a Silent Hill remake?" And it never even came to fruition. And we were like, "Hmm, maybe later in 2022 we get an announcement." But Slitterhead looks very, very interesting, and I don't even. There's not much to say other than it's being made by the Silent Hill producer, and it's a horror game, so it's probably going to be good.
Yeah, it looks amazing. It really does. It was pretty spicy. I liked it because the enemies are hiding in plain sight. They're literally just people and their faces rip open to look like actual monsters. Did you
Yeah.
by chance see this when you were watching us live, Hakimi?
I did not. It's a spoopy game. I don't do well with those.
I'm
Yeah.
not a fan of spoopy games unless I can fight back. Like I played Amnesia: The Dark Descent. You can't fight back in that game. You can only hide, and sometimes you can't even see what's trying to kill you. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll play it.
It
But
looks
this shit
crazy.
looks pretty fucking scary. It looks, with Ghostwire and this coming out, I'm pretty excited to be scared next year.
Yeah, but see, 2022 has a pretty good lineup for horror games, honestly. And because if you think about it, if we got Slitterhead, we got Alan Wake 2, we have hopefully Ghostwire Tokyo, or Ghostwire Tokyo,
Hellblade.
sorry, all coming out in 2022.
Yeah.
That's some
Some
three pretty solid
competition.
games. Yeah. And that's we don't really see a lot of horror games
Yeah.
anymore, and I'm really excited.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's a nice dynamic. No, but I agree with you. I think next year is going to be fun for horror games because this year kind of felt like an indie horror game year to me. We had
Mhm.
like, we had SCP that had quite a bit of reworks this year.
Mhm.
We had Labyrinthine, which was an some all we were getting this year really are independent studios making horror games, We even had the resurgence of World of Horror. The developer came back finally after a whole year of being missing. So
Appreciate the
it
follow, Jakey.
thanks for the follow. But yeah, no, I think this year with AAA horror games being a big thing, I'm excited. So
I hate you, Jake.
But
Moving forward.
talking about horror games here, Among Us is now in VR next year. You guys are excited to play VR Among Us?
I've never played
I
Among
don't.
Us. I don't know.
You never played Among Us? Oh, we gotta get you on that. It's the most stressful thing
good.
you'll ever play. It'll ruin
It looked
friendships.
so corny,
It'll
and I
make
was just like,
friendships.
"Is this meant for like 3-year-olds?" Like, I don't know.
Before Hakeem disappeared for a little bit, I was playing with his group on Among Us, and man, they got fucking hard.
I'm
It
telling
keeps
you.
going.
I'm telling
Oh
you.
shit. We should
Especially
play.
this guy named Jake goes hard at that game, dude.
I tried to bullshit my way out of something one time, and I was not prepared for
Nah.
the questioning.
I
They
played
attack
it.
you.
I
got
downloaded it on my
grilled.
phone one time, and the first game I played, like it was the first 3 seconds. I was like, I called a meeting. They were like, "The fuck did you call a meeting for?" I was like, "I don't know." And then I was like,
Just
"Yeah,
'cause.
I got ejected." They were like, "Yep, he ain't playing." I was like, "Well, I deleted this game."
But no, Among Us is a very fun game, and for it to be in VR now, I'm excited to see how it plays because it looks spooky. Because now you're going to be dealing with these cartoon characters that all of a sudden like open up into monsters and then rip your head off, and you're like, "Wow, this is great!"
Right, and it's all in first person too. Like where like
Yeah.
playing a game on your phone or on the console or the PC, like
You're
it's like
looking
top
top
down,
down.
right? And then now you're in first person. Yeah, that shit looks
You could
crazy.
see
That's
in
gonna be so
360.
scary.
You're going to be in
Yeah.
the midst doing like a job or whatever, and you're just like dead.
I wonder how tasks are gonna look on there. That's gonna be so weird.
Yeah, no, watching the little bit we saw, it looks interesting. But
Mm.
another new game that's announced, Nightingale. Vic, you want to tell us more about Nightingale?
Yeah, so this is being made by like ex BioWare developers. It's like a fantasy. They're calling it a fantasy Victorian survival game. So it kind of gave us like Valheim vibes, and like you're out there, you're surviving, but it has that Victorian feel to it. So it's just one of those games, and it looks like it's a first person combat, the Victorian setting, and it's coming out early access on PC in 2022. So that's another one of those PC exclusives, but being made by ex Bioware developers, that could be a good thing too. I mean, it's backed by great or talent, so
Yeah.
this might be
I'm
eager to see because we
I'm
always enjoy Valheim. So
oh,
I'm eager to check this out.
I love games. I love sandbox games, and for me to play, Fairy Valheim, this looks interesting.
Mhm.
It's got tough competition to stand against, and it's in early access, so we're definitely gonna have to wait and see. And it may flop, it may not. I'm interested at least, nonetheless, to try it. So I'll definitely probably try it, and I'm not sure, where it's gonna come to, if we're gonna get it, on Game Pass, or if it's gonna go straight to Steam or where. So.
Well, it's coming to early access on PC, so my guess it probably won't be on Game Pass. That'll probably be like a
Yeah.
Steam thing.
Most likely. But Hakeem, do you play any sandbox games?
Not really, but you guys talking about it is getting me excited for this. So
I'm surprised
Yeah.
because like you're always in our Discord server. And these guys, man, they play all kind of fucking sandbox games.
they
That's
do.
insane.
They do. Yeah.
Yeah, and now with my Discord being more open, we might get a bigger and bigger community here to play some of these games soon. But
Mhm.
I honestly I want to see how this kind of plays up against Valheim next year, and
Mhm.
with Valheim now also our Discord. That's correct, our
Yes.
Discord. Yeah, I'm excited to see how it stands up against Valheim, especially with the Valheim updates we're gonna see here probably in January or February.
Right, it's significant updates too, because like with
Yeah,
the roadmap that they announced, and we already
there's
talked about on previous
caves,
episodes. But
caves, and a ton of other things. Big updates towards the middle to the late game, and adding more to the end game. So I'm excited, but this game's gonna have a lot to stand up against, and we've got to see constant development. That's the issue. Why are we
right,
getting another early access game? Why couldn't it be ready?
yeah, maybe the dev team's not as big as it should be or needs to be, and they probably have too. Their goals are probably too ambitious, so they got to put it out into early access and then build it at a time, kind of how Valheim did. Valheim,
Yeah,
they're because how you describe it to me, Valheim will have an end. Right now, it doesn't. So it's just like They're adding
Yeah.
to it slowly, and then eventually it'll just be one complete game, one complete
Yeah,
story,
it'll
and you
have
can play through.
at the very end there will be an ending to the game, and it's over. That's it. You beat that last bit and the game's over. You actually finish. Whereas this doesn't seem like that. It's meant to be like you get your own little world, and you can invite your friends to yours or you can go to theirs, but it's all, you can explore, and there's tons of different lands. So it's kind of like, it feels kind of Minecrafty in the sense that there are tons of biomes. So I'm interested to see it, but I think we should move on here to another topic that might be more Hakeem speed. Hakeem, have you ever played Crossfire X?
I was just about to say I've never heard of this game before.
Yeah,
No way.
and you were the FPS champion? No way.
No, I've never played Crossfire X. Not
So
at all.
Crossfire X is a first-person shooter that was on the Xbox consoles, and that's probably why you might not have heard of it.
Yeah.
We're finally now getting the story to Crossfire X. So, Vic, I know you're very excited for it.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I'm beyond excited for it is it's being developed. The story part of the game is being developed by Remedy Games, who is responsible for games like Control, Alan Wake, Quantum Break, like phenomenal games. So I'm super excited for this game, and I love first person shooters. So from all the trailers and the cinematics that we keep getting from this game, the Crossfire X campaign, I'm signed up. It looks like Call of Duty, because Call of Duty does pretty good with cinematics and being like that blockbuster campaign. Like that's what Call of Duty is known for. And this legitimately looks like a competitor to the Call of Duty campaigns. And I was just like, hell yeah, I'm down. And then I'm like, is this tied into the Control universe, the Alan Wake universe? I'm curious. Probably not, but
I really hope not. It's going to go a little too far if we just start integrating everything in their mom. So, Crossfire X, it's going to get a campaign here on February 10th. But another game that we're going to see some more content for is Monster Hunter Rise. We're getting a new DLC come next year. It's going to add in new enemies, more content to be able to play, and I think some new like two or three new maps. So, have you ever played Monster Hunter? Either of you? Any of the Monster Hunter games?
I had friends who were obsessed with that game for a while. They were on the grind for that thing, and they were just having a great time and talking highly of it. So can't be a bad game.
Yeah, Monster Hunter Rise, I found out, is a pretty fucking good game actually compared to the Monster Hunter we had before.
I have this one.
Yeah,
Monster Hunter
World. That was a pretty bad game in my opinion. But Monster Hunter Rise, I heard from everyone I talked to, it's a lot better of a game. It changed and fixed a lot of issues. But now they're adding a new DLC to continue moving forward with the content that players are excited for. So be on the lookout if you like Monster Hunter. There's a new DLC coming. And then are either of you Final Fantasy fans? Have you ever played a Final Fantasy?
Here and there. I don't think I've ever beaten one.
Okay. So Final Fantasy VII Integrate is now coming to PC. A PS4 exclusive. The rework of Final Fantasy VII is now actually coming to the computer. And I'm kind of excited for this. For players who've never played a Final Fantasy game, and you're kind of new to the series, Final Fantasy VII.
It's actually out 3 days ago.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it already came out. So yeah, the Final Fantasy Integrate for number 7, it's actually a pretty good game in my opinion. I know a lot of people would talk shit about the remakes of Final Fantasy, but if you're ever looking to try a Final Fantasy game, give it a go on PC. It's pretty fun.
Right, and it looks like it's on PC via the Epic Game Store. So,
oh, nobody's ever gonna buy it.
Right, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
wow,
damn. And then it says, yes, because isn't this like the first part of the remake? Like, there's going to be like 3 parts or 2. I don't know how they're splitting it up to.
It's more than one.
Yeah, they haven't even announced anything. Like, this is like the 3rd time that this has been released.
Well, we saw some clips of Final Fantasy VII Part 2 in the Integrate stuff. We're going to get more content that'll eventually lead us into the next part. So I'm excited. Now that I have the PS5, I'm ready to play the next part of Final Fantasy VII, in my opinion.
Right. And I know this next game here on the list kind of blew your mind and had you probably the most excited out of the entire show.
I was caught completely off guard.
Right. I don't remember this game, but there was nothing in the news even talking about this game. Like, hey, this might be at the show. But Warhammer Space Marine 2 was announced. Roger, I know you're excited. Tell me about it.
Okay, so me and Spooky both lost our minds in the middle of the fucking game shows, because this is a game from over 10 years ago. This was like Space Marine Warhammer was a game where you kind of started off fighting orcs as a Space Marine, and then as you went on, chaos showed up, and everything goes to shit. And it's just like it's a hack and slash shoot 'em up game, and I've heard the multiplayer was super fun. This is a game that I had tons of fun. I couldn't put it down. I literally stayed up, all night a few nights just to play it and beat it because it was that enjoyable. And I'm excited to see the Warhammer franchise just keeps getting game after game after game.
That's an understatement. I feel like we're announcing a new one like every day.
Well, we still haven't even gotten the other ones that were announced yet. Like I'm
Right.
still waiting for, Dark Tide or whatever, which is you play as guardsmen fighting against Nurgles. So I'm excited to see this because this is going to be like a third person shooter slash chainsword style game, and I'm hyped.
And it's being
The
made by
trailer
some
looks
solid
beautiful.
developers too, with Focus Home Interactive and Saber Interactive are
Yep.
two pretty solid ones, which I'm surprised because all these other games we keep getting from like Dungeons and Dragons or Warhammer, they're always getting like shitty developers. I hate to say that, but
It's cheap. It's cheap
pretty
labor is what we're
yeah.
getting.
And I think that the Warhammer and the Dungeons and Dragons like franchise needs that treatment of AAA titles, quad A titles. Like, can we get a quality game? And I think this is where
Yeah.
we're going to get it. And the thing is, like you were talking about, yeah, that first one was released back in 2011 on the PS3, the Xbox 360, and PC, being made by Relic Entertainment and published by THQ. So,
Well, and to kind of put this in perspective for everyone as well, Space Marine 2 is being made by the same people who made Crisis.
there's nothing wrong with that. Look what they
Crisis
did with all
developer
3 games
is
that they had.
making a Space Marine game. That's all I gotta say.
Right,
The
and
people
we
who
all
make
know.
Crisis are making this.
Right, we all know what Crisis has done to PCs. Push it to the limit. And the thing is, what they made 3 Crisis games, and then they just released the Crisis trilogy remastered, which was pretty solid.
Yeah.
And that even that was pushing PCs to the limit again. So, what can you expect from this? Excitement.
I'm hoping for a AAA game that doesn't disappoint. But
But
then
see, this
again,
actually might be one of the first Warhammer games that I play and might be able to enjoy.
if you like Halo and kind of those hack and slash run around shoot 'em up
Mhm.
games, this is for you. It's you're literally running through people with a sword that's a chainsaw. Okay,
So,
This is
was the first
what
one
more do you
co-op?
want?
Was the first one
Uh,
co-op or is this
no, I
solo?
don't believe so. It was a solo only game.
Well, I mean, from the trailer, it looks like there was 3 people, so hopefully it's a 3-player co-op game.
Well, it's probably not going to be co-op because the previous game wasn't co-op, even though you started with a bunch of people. You were the only one left in the end. People
Yeah.
just keep dying left and right because it's Warhammer. If somebody has a helmet, they're probably going to die. If
Mhm.
somebody doesn't have a helmet, which is usually the main character, then they might not die.
Okay. What about you? What
So-
about you, Hakeem? Is this a game that you'll check out? It's a shooter.
Probably not. No, I know my friend Jordan will for sure. He's obsessed with Warhammer. I just have a question though. When did Warhammer like first originate? Because you said this game came out 10 years ago. Like, how far before that was?
Warhammer, like OG
the
Warhammer.
you talk about the board
Like the
game?
first ever. Like, I don't know. Like, what's the origin of it?
Warhammer's like from the 70s, I think.
Holy shit! I
The
did not
first
know
edition
that.
of the rulebook was published in September of 1987.
Okay, 87 is
Damn.
the rulebook. Space Trader was their first thing, but this is a little off. This is
Yeah.
a little off track here, but
Yeah.
there was an edition of Warhammer before Warhammer when they weren't an independent studio. Then they became an independent studio and made Warhammer 40K.
Mm.
And then they had Warhammer, Old Warhammer, or which is now called Old Hammer. So they've been going since the 80s, and honestly, Warhammer is a staple of tabletop board games, and their video games have been around forever.
Mhm.
The first StarCraft game was actually meant to be a Warhammer game. But then Warhammer pulled the licensing, and so they just said, well, we're not going to delete what we have, and we're going to keep all the assets we made, and we're just going to tweak them and call them something else.
And they're still going strong.
And Starfield, here we are.
Damn.
So,
Cool.
no, I'm definitely excited to see where we go here. But we got another game announced here for March 16th, 2022. It's called Tunic. Vic, you want to tell me about Tunic?
Yeah, this is going to be an upcoming action-adventure game being developed by the indie developer Andrew Soltis and published by Finji, is what it says here. It's coming to the Microsoft Windows, Mac via it says Steam, and then it's an Xbox exclusive, timed exclusive, I should say. and this kind of gives you like that old classic Zelda vibes, and just looks like a lot of fun. And I'm really excited for it. When we got the trailer, I was like, yes, finally some more content, because this game kind of went MIA there for a while. We were like, yo, is this game going to come out still or no way? This is like a really highly anticipated indie game that's coming out, and with it coming, I think it's coming to Game Pass and Steam. So this is a game that I'm going to play. It looks like a lot of fun. It gives me more like that Death's Door vibe again that I really enjoyed this past year.
It's a traditional. It is. It's meant to be a clone of the traditional Legend of Zelda, like the original Legend of Zeldas. So with this being a clone, but kind of not really a clone in the sense that they're just trying to remake the game and re-release it. No, this is like a spiritual successor. Somebody's passion project to remake a game that was so important to them. And so this is a top-down 3D fighter game, and it is meant to look and feel like the original Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
So I'm
super
excited.
Yeah, and the
looks
fact that
awesome.
it's only 3 months away in March.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. Cannot wait for sure.
I'm a big fan of those games that have like that 3D cartoony look, so I'm gonna have to pick this up too.
Yeah, it's definitely a must play.
If you've ever played any Legend of Zelda, it'll be a must play if you like this style of games.
Yeah, I do.
But we got two more here. Actually, one more thing to recap here, unless we got any more last nominations from it. But PUBG was they were there at the Game Awards, was kind of surprising, and they're going free to play, which I thought kind of was already, but completely free to play on all consoles, all systems, no matter where you play it. And this is big because all other battle royales are free to play. Warzone, Fortnite, Apex Legends. Like, why is it not free to play to begin with? So it's just like, and PUBG is one of those games that's being supportive constantly. New updates, new content, new maps. I think they're up to 8 maps already. Like, it's insane.
But nobody ever hears about the game because, let's be honest, PUBG, it kind of fell by the wayside because Fortnite took it and shit on it and then just left it outside to die.
Pretty much, unfortunately. I really.
It's kind of sad.
That. And the reason, PUBG was my first battle royale game to play, and it came out like the same time Fortnite was a thing, and I was just like, man, fuck Fortnite. That looks like a little kid game. I ain't playing that little cartoon game. I'm trying to play this realistic PUBG game. I remember getting my first winter chicken dinner. I was like, yo, let's fucking go, and it was crazy. And I was just like, a couple weeks later, I was on Fortnite, glued. Couldn't get off of it. It was so crazy. And then like when Fortnite became too toxic, that's it. I stopped playing both of those.
And went over to Warzone.
Yeah, Warzone, and then that got too toxic, and here I am not playing any battle royales anymore. Moved on.
Yeah, honestly, I would give PUBG a try now that it's free. I'd play the crap out of it and see if it's any good, because I assume it's going to get riddled with hackers now that it's free, but I'd like to maybe get a little play time in, and maybe we'll have hopefully a solution. That's my biggest worry. It's going to go free to play, so people are just going to sign up for free accounts and then go out and cheat.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, I got banned. Here's a new email address.
I'm trying to find it here on fucking Twitch to see how many viewers it has right now, but I can't find it, so it must not have that many.
It's not that bussin'.
It's not bussin' at all.
So, but those are the games that we saw, the big games from the 2022 announcements from the game show.
There was much more showcased in that 3-hour stream, and those are just ones that we wanted to cover that stood out the most to us, that gave us the most excitement around it. So definitely check it out. I'm actually about to throw this link into the chat here. It's on IGN. IGN does a really great job of game coverage, honestly. It's where I get a lot of my coverage and news and stuff from, and some ideas to talk about. And they have everything that was showcased at the show. So, but moving on here, though, to our gaming news of the week. Start off first here with Nickelodeon. All-Star Brawl announced their first DLC character. It's getting Garfield, guys. He's so excited for Garfield, fat cat.
Honestly, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, it got so hype, and then it released, and then the internet was like, okay, and we're done.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Everyone just took the disc and threw it, and they were like, okay, it's cool.
Yeah.
What do we got now?
We're in that really weird state where like everybody wants to make a Smash clone, because like there's so many of them that are coming out, like the multiverse that was just
original.
Right. Smash is out. You got Nickelodeon that's out. You got Brawlhalla that's out. Then you got the multiverses that's coming out soon. That's being made like with the Warner Brothers characters and stuff. So it's just like everybody wants this piece of the pie right now because they think that that's the next big thing.
And Nintendo's done developing Smash. So,
they're like, yeah,
everyone's like, all right, now's our chance to try and get in and see if we can get there. But the problem is, I think all these people forget the fact at the end of the day that if you want to be a fighting game and be successful, you actually have to be competitive. The
Yeah.
game has to be competitive. If it's not going to be something that people want to compete on, like Guilty Gear on on Smash or Tekken or Street Fighter, nobody's going to play your crappy game. Stop making these fighter clones that are garbage. We don't
Right.
want gimmicks. We want an actual fighter game. Nobody wants to play
Right.
Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl because it's gimmicky.
Yeah, it's
And-
very
and-
gimmicky, and the bad part with Nickelodeons is they didn't use any of the voice actors from any of the characters, and that throws it off because all of those guys are all cartoons, and they're known from their personality, from their characters, their voice actors. How did you not even go out and get those?
Wait, they didn't do that?
No,
Oh.
like so
What
SpongeBob
the
and all
hell?
them characters are none of those original, none of the original voice actors. So
Yeah.
it sounds weird. So like
Ah,
you half-assed
that
them.
throws off the dynamic of the whole thing.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
So-
But one good thing though with these games is Multiverses that's coming out by Warner Brothers is actually getting some good quality voice actors. Like with the Shaggy, they got the original Shaggy from like the movies and stuff like that. At least you're getting somebody and not some random dude off the street that does voice acting in games.
yeah, some voice recognition is all we ask, but
Right.
we got none.
Which
And
I've heard is a really good game because I got two guys from Shoot to Win that have insights that are not allowed to showcase or really talk about it much. The other than saying it's a good game. They really enjoyed it and really looking forward to its release. So that's some good content coming out for Multiverses. Maybe it'll put Nickelodeon to shame.
Maybe weird for Warner Brothers to put anyone to shame, but moving on here, moving back to the world of battle royales. Fortnite is officially changing its engine for development. It is moving to Unreal Engine 5. What do we expect from this? You know, are we thinking it's going to be make the game look better, play better? What did they? You know, what is the idea behind this?
Unless they're trying to go from a cartoon to like a real life situation, then I have no idea.
I don't know
You know,
what they're gonna
they
do.
would have to scrap everything then.
Yeah, it's a whole new game essentially. I feel like that's
Yeah.
weird.
No, I'm interested to see where it goes. We know Unreal Engine 5. We talked about it a little bit earlier. It is the future of gaming engines, to be honest.
Mhm.
So,
Maybe they're allowed to have more things on screen, more polygons or whatever. So visually, the game will probably look way better. Like it'll probably have a higher
Crisper.
fidelity, like much more crisper of an image. It'll look truly 4K when it needs to be. Like I remember when they made that update in Fortnite, between like chapter 1 and 2, or I don't know how the fuck they even break them shits up anymore. But like the first map and the second map, I was just like, damn, the game looks that much better. Whatever they did, it made it look that much better. And then with them transitioning now to Unreal Engine 5, I think I'm going to have that same kind of feeling. Like, damn, this shit
Damn.
looks like a whole nother
It looks
game, like a
great.
new game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it'll help keep the game fresh, to be honest. That's
Mhm.
the issue, because the game needs to stay fresh, because all it takes is for one competitor to show up and take their player base.
Yeah, good luck.
I agree. Good luck. But all it takes is for a little bit of streaming community to leave, and you could start falling. But
Yeah, because like looking at it here, like what's the number one battle royale right now? Yeah, Fortnite, 83,000. I mean, I guess if Escape from Tarkov is considered a battle royale, they have more, but that's a
yes.
completely
no,
different type
it
of
is a
game.
battle royale. Not considered. It is.
Well, it has it's like its own genre. Like it's not truly a battle royale, but it is. Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird. But even next up behind that is Warzone with 60,000 and Apex Legends with 43,000. So it's going to take a lot to beat Fortnite.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that game is doing so well for so long. That's
But
crazy.
Fortnite just appeals to so many demographics, from kids
Yeah.
at 5 years old up to guys
Mhm.
who are our age or even older that play in that
Yeah.
competitive scene that are really good. So it's just like there's so much, and then the additional content that they constantly coming out, new maps,
Mhm.
new events, new everything, and then
Collaborations and
the
everything.
collaborations what they're doing, like with the Jordan brand that's coming out, and then Spider-Man that they just added to the game from the movie that just
Mhm.
came out. So it's just like everything that they're doing is like perfect.
Yeah,
Like
their cards are played
they
right.
can't do wrong. Like they cannot do wrong. And I
Mhm.
wish other games had this kind of support, because like if Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 or 3 had the same kind of support, I'd probably still be playing that game. Like 10 years later, I'll probably still be playing the
sure.
same Call of Duty. Like if it had
Yeah.
that same amount of content.
If Warzone cared as much as Fortnite did into cosmetics and making good-looking stuff that people want to play as, then yes. But then again, with Warzone, you can't have all these fun, silly, goofy things that you have in Fortnite, because
Why not? You
Who's
got
gonna make
Scream
you
running around.
I mean,
You
yeah,
got
you
you
have
got
Scream running
you
around,
got
but
Bruce Willis running around from Die
do you
Hard.
really do you really want to have somebody looking like a fucking candy cane running around through the freaking darkness of Warzone? You're like, well, I can clearly see him.
I mean,
Not hard.
True,
It's
it's
right
true.
there.
It's better than the rose skin that they had. It was the dark ass skin that you couldn't see at all.
Yes, I agree. There are issues with them, but
Fair.
I think we should move on here. Sticking on the idea of on battle royales and Warzone, COD Vanguard just announced their first season. What you think, Vic? What do you think about your monetized kill cams?
Oh yeah.
It's so right in the fucking garbage.
It's a recycle bin, but it's close enough.
No, yeah, honestly, I hate
throw
it.
that shit in the garbage.
Um,
It feels bad, doesn't it?
You're right. It feels bad. The content's bad. Like they reskinned shipment. I was like, all right, cool. They added a map for Modern Warfare 3. I was like, I don't want to play it. Like they added a brand new map. I was like, all right, cool. And then like they're monetizing kill cam like skins that look horrible. Look like they're from the Nintendo 64. Like I'm really confused. Like how did you not make those skins overlays look high def? Like I'm really mind blown. And then like some of them take up like half the screen. So I'm just like, what in the hell are you
Anything
doing?
for money.
Right, anything for money.
Thank you
Now
for money.
they're just gonna be adding them shits into the bundles and be like, well, we added more content. That's why the prices went up. Like, man, fuck you. Like
Yeah.
we're moving on.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah,
thought
no.
Valorant's prices were insane. Call of Duty's is about to be through the roof for fucking kill cam
Facts.
overlays.
Yeah. Facts.
Like, no, thank
Yeah.
you.
The
This
sad thing is
gonna
people are
make
going to
me
spend all the money in the world to buy those too.
Right, that's
Yeah,
the
no.
problem. People
And-
keep
and
doing it.
Yeah, it's because, as I told you, Call of Duty is a cult following, and you are a part of this cult, Mister Buy Vanguard Day One.
Oh yeah, I bought it day one, and now I'm not getting any more playing time.
Yeah, wow, well spent money right there. Such a great spent money.
It's because
Oh my god,
of this much
Just-
this much.
Here.
I'm about to say it's the hope that gets you. It's the
that's
hope.
there.
Oh, I love spending $80 on hope.
I mean, when
You
you're
got to
when you're
gamble
in
with your life.
when you're in the gaming industry, man, I got to take those chances and the risk for my community to give my feedback.
You can just watch and wait sometimes. I'll be honest with you, it's garbage. But talking about garbage here, Battlefield 2042 announced their first season, March 2022.
It has not been announced. This was bad in mind.
Data mine, sorry, not announced, but data mined. And let's be honest, a little off topic here, not off topic, but not on our list. Did you guys see what the price of Battlefield was this week?
No.
No, I did see it went on sale though.
It's $40.
And how much?
For a reason too.
$40.
Oh, but yeah,
It's already on sale for $40. $39.59 right now.
if that doesn't show you something already, I don't know what does. But yeah, season 1 was a data mined, and they seen like the promotional images and saying that it's scheduled for March of 2022. Like, why is that coming out like 4 months later after the release? Like, at least Call of Duty's came out like a month later.
Yeah.
But this goes to show that Battlefield clearly wasn't ready to come out yet. It should have been released in March of 2022 potentially, so it can come out with the season. And I'm not looking forward to it. I'm hoping over the next 3 months we get good, solid, quality updates, because Battlefield 1, it still wants to. I want it to be the shooter that I play.
Yeah, I wanted Battlefield to be amazing. I bought it, played it, and then said, "Wow, I'm going to
Refund.
refund this before I get too far into this, because I've already spent $90 on it. I want my $90 back. It's not worth $90. It wasn't worth $60. It's not worth $20 right now, in my opinion.
It's missing
That's
so
my
much
hot
content.
take. Roger's hot take is Battlefield 2042 is worth $20.
Maybe
I don't know.
It depends
I
on
don't
how-
know, man.
it depends on how much content you play from Portal. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, if we're playing it for the engine, engines are free online. Just go get somebody else's game making engine. Let's be honest
And
here. Why am I even
speaking
here?
of that, Clownfield
Field
2042 was announced.
2042.
It is a it's Battlefield 2042 parody, and it looks like a very blocky game with like some tornadoes
way.
and everything. Like it looks like Roblox, but Call of Duty or Battlefield version, and it's hilarious. It just
Oh
goes
my
to show
God.
the humility that Battlefield is going to endure for a while. When I
They made a whole game making fun of this thing.
yes, and I was just
Oh
like,
boy.
how do you put in that much effort into making a game that's probably just as good, if not better, than the terrible game that you're making fun of?
Ah, it looks
Honestly,
better.
Honestly, I would rather be playing Ace of Spades Battle Builder instead of this right now. Man, why is Battlefield 2042 so bad? And now people are memeing on it so hard and they're succeeding. Like the fact that the meme is going to be more popular than this.
Oh yeah.
Mm,
Like
mm.
I'm not gonna lie,
It just
I'm watching like the little trailer here. Like Clownfield 2042 looks like low key fun. It
yeah.
looks so stupid. It looks like fun.
And
Dude,
I
it's
don't
so
know how much it's gonna
disappointing.
be. Wait. And my favorite thing is they've wrote up fake reviews. Runs amazing on current gen RTX cards at 200 FPS and 4K.
There it
Jack
is.
lies. 10 out of 10. ING.
ING.
The best clown fair experience ever made.
Yeah, it's and then I love in the trailer like they got the hovercraft just like flying around the map and shit. I'm like, yeah, that's a meme because that's exactly what's going on in Battlefield. It
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense, but it comes. Clownfield comes out December 31st, so it's on Steam. I think it'll be on Steam. I don't know what other consoles it's supposed to come on
Steam.
to.
It's just gonna be on Steam, and it looks so good. It looks so goofy fun. I'm gonna get it probably because it looks so good, and it's probably gonna be cheap, if not free.
Right,
I
go
hope
free to
it's
play.
free.
If it goes free to play and it just outperforms Battlefield, I'm gonna lose it. It's
That'd be
gonna
so
get
cringe.
it's gonna get more player based than even Farm Simulator did when that beat Battlefield. I was
Ugh.
like, "There's no way, dude." But yeah, but
I'm so disappointed in Battlefield. I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
Let's talk about other people that we're disappointed about then. Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed content. We're getting a new update called Valhalla, Dawn of Ragnarok. It
For
is
Valhalla.
40 hours of new content. It is releasing in March. And it's gonna have, and we're also gonna see an Odyssey and Valhalla crossover event. Vic,
Mm.
tell me about it since you love Assassin's Creed.
Yes, Valhalla was really enjoyable, man. Like I really enjoyed the whole playthrough. Enjoyable, a lot of fun. Even though it's like a completely different take of the whole Assassin's Creed thing,
Yeah.
which is that's another story for another day. But with them releasing another content update in year 2, this is the first time they've ever supported an Assassin's Creed game in year 2, because obviously the new one would be coming out or already out or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're releasing a significant content here. New DLC, Dawn of Ragnarok, 40 hours of content coming out in March, like Roger said, and that's basically a whole nother game. It took me about 70 hours, I think, to beat Valhalla. So like you're giving me another half a game's worth of content. Like I hope it's good content and not me just go, oh, can you go pick up the bread? Can you go kill this person for me? Can
Jump
like
off this building 7
right.
times.
Right, like I hope it's not some
Yeah.
stupid shit like that. But you play as Odin, so like you're exploring that the Norse mythology a little bit more deeper, and by taking his role, that could be significant. Like that there's a lot of content to go there. And with the whole Odyssey and Valhalla crossover event, I think that went live now or that's next week or something. I couldn't find any true dates on that. But they're coming out with like free play weekends where you can play these games if you haven't or you want to go back to them. And there's different events that tie in together. So like the events that happen in Odyssey will tie into Valhalla. Basically, what they're doing is testing the waters for Assassin's Creed Infinite or whatever Infinity that they announced, where it's a live service Assassin's Creed game. They want to see how that's going to play out, and that's really what it is.
Yeah, it's their attempt at seeing how their MMO is going to work out.
Right. So I mean, I can't knock them for trying to do shit, test it before the actual game's here, and see if it's going to be successful. Because
Well, we're still going to get the game whether or not it's
maybe,
successful.
maybe
We're still going to get it. No, we're still going to get it. I can guarantee they're not going to scrap the game because this performs
I don't think
poorly.
they would scrap it, but I think they could potentially, like, if they realize, all right, this live service model might not work for this kind of game, we're just going to release a new
anyway.
We're just going to release an Assassin's Creed game that's not live service anymore, it's just a story, and then add the educational mode later, so you can walk through and learn history.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think so.
Hakeem, you ever play Assassin's Creed at all?
I love Assassin's Creed so much, but I didn't get to play Valhalla.
No.
I played Odyssey, and I was honestly disappointed with Odyssey. I didn't like the. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just didn't like the way like the fighting felt. It felt different to me for some reason. I didn't enjoy it as much. I don't know.
No, yeah, the
I
three newest Assassin's Creed with like Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla all felt distinctively different than all the classics Assassin's Creeds that we're familiar with, and they're trying to do something different because who wants the same game year after year or every other year.
Yeah.
So like they're trying to do something different, and I can't knock them for doing that. But
Mhm.
you're a AAA platform, like you're a AAA studio, Quad A studio. Like you should be giving us quality games, but you're giving us
Mhm.
the same shit reskinned.
Yeah.
Ubisoft.
Yes,
It's
the Ubisoft treatment.
Ubisoft. All right.
Ubisoft treatment.
So let's talk about the Ubisoft treatment some more here.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Splinter Cell remake.
Ugh.
Do we want it?
I think this is setting up a new Splinter Cell game. I think this is going to do what Alan Wake just did. Hey, we're going to remaster a game, and then we're going to come out with a new one.
But it's Ubisoft.
I know.
They're gonna find a way to fuck it up.
Yes, it's current
Yes,
Ubisoft.
you are correct, Hakeem. You are 1,000% correct.
They're gonna find a way.
So they will find a way to ruin something good yet again. And so we'll see what happens.
I'm
but
excited
Splinter Cell is
because
getting
I
a
didn't play
remake.
the original one because the original one came out like I don't even remember what year was that. Splinter Cell
I think I played on the original Xbox when I was a wee lad.
original game.
Yeah, I played Conviction as
02.
well.
2002 was the first one.
Yeah,
Huh.
no,
I
the
was in
most recent I
second
played.
grade, going on third grade. So yeah,
I
probably
played
not.
one in high school on Xbox 360. I played Conviction like Laserlord did, and it was all right. I enjoyed myself, but I honestly, the Splinter Cell remakes, I'm all for it if they do it right. But it's
Yeah.
Ubisoft.
Yeah.
So, and talking about people who make poor games and poor decisions, Rockstar has now been leaked that Bully 2 is in development. I'm
I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this. Really excited.
Weirdly enough,
I think
I'm
that-
like, wow.
we need
But
this.
after we saw the remake of one from for Grand Theft Auto, I'm not sure if I'm ready for a Bully 2, you know. I don't
Mhm.
know. It might be garbage.
Right. I think it all kind of makes sense. And apparently, Bully 2 was supposed to be at the Game Awards, and something happened where it wasn't able to be there. But it's kind of all making
Just wasn't
sense.
ready.
GTA 5 is still successful. They needed something to fill in the gaps of where's content, so they were like, let's just remaster GTA Trilogy real quick. It might be
Mhm.
really bad, but let's just give them something. Just give them something. All right, cool. That didn't do so well. They got the new content update for GTA Online with like Dr. Dre and drawing a blank on the other part of that content that's coming out. That's cool. That's more content filler. Bully 2 is going to come out and fill that large gap between GTA 5 and GTA 6. I think that's going to fill in that gap until we get GTA 6, which probably won't come out till 10th generation of gaming, which is the next one, PS6 and Xbox.
If we're lucky.
If we're lucky, yeah. So, talking about things that are getting rebooted, things like that. Twisted Metal is supposedly in development for a new game, and I
I'm
know
so
you,
excited.
Hakeem, are excited. So,
Very.
tell us about Twisted Metal, Hakeem.
I just loved it when I was little. Like the PSP is what I had, and I loved it so much. I'd play it every day. I loved the concept of it, and I still love the concept. I'm so excited for this. They better not mess this up, or I'm gonna be so upset.
Yeah, are you ready for a Twisted Metal where we're playing 5-on-5 like we are Valorant or something silly
Yes,
like that?
yes. Watch it be a comp game. Watch. That'd be awesome.
People competitively playing Twisted Metal. That would be an interesting one.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah, I would seriously watch that if it's
Yeah.
good. I hope it's
It was good. Yeah.
So, but sticking on the line of Sony Entertainment here,
Hold on.
Sony has finally.
But with Twisted Twisted Metal is supposed to be being developed by Lucid Games because they have an unannounced game that's in the works. So it's a good well-known developer. Like their most recent game was Destruction All Stars, which is like it has like that similar party competitive kind of game feel to it, but this could take it to the next level. And it's supposed to be a AAA IP for the PS5, so I think that's what we can get. And it's crazy to see an IP like this that they really want to go back to. It's another one of those classic original PlayStation IPs.
Well, we don't have anything like this. This is a kind of game we don't have anymore.
Right,
That's
and
the
I think
thing.
it's a perfect
We're
time
all
for
worried
it.
about, we're all worried about playing competitive shooters or or battle royales or sports games or fighting games. Where is just demolition derby car games? We don't have them.
No, not at all.
Demolition derby car games with guns. Sorry.
Right, and I think this would be perfect. And I mean, I couldn't ask for anything better. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of those surprise releases this year because if they've been working on this for a while, it's been one of their unannounced projects that's been in the works.
Who knows? It may just be like, oh, and it's ready. It's coming out next month.
Oh, that makes me the happiest person in the world.
The pre-order money from Hakeem just flew out of his
Just
wallet.
take it. Take it.
His wallet's
Here's
on
my wallet.
fire right now.
Yeah. Don't even ask me. Just take it.
Oh, I hope you won't be disappointed. So,
I hope so
but
too.
staying along the lines of Sony here, Sony has now announced that PS5 will be getting new covers and new controllers. The patent that we saw for the PS5 faceplates, I guess they were like, wow, we're losing money here not making faceplates. So let's make them. Is this something you want? Do you
Uh,
care? Who wants a faceplate?
It,
I
it,
mean,
it,
like,
it's so reminiscent of what the Xbox 360 did. Like, you remember, you could buy the front face plates of whatever you wanted
yeah.
to. You just pop it off, put a new one on, and now we're going back to that. Like with PlayStation, like maybe we
Well,
should.
it was unsuccessful, and now they're like, yeah,
No,
but people want it now.
right. The problem is other companies were developing these, creating these, and selling them. They were like, no, 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 no. No, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no,
Yeah.
no.
No.
You cannot do that. We need to make the money, not you.
Yeah, and like honestly,
Little
I
Sony.
still joke that the PS5 looks like fucking Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh. And I'm like, I don't know, I like it. I like the way it looks. I think it
Yeah.
looks goofy and fun. But if maybe faceplates will be good, but they're probably
I'm
going to
all
be
for it.
exorbitantly expensive, though. I bet.
I think they're 50, 60.
Jesus Christ, dude! What the hell?
Exactly. What the fuck?
Right.
It's a piece of plastic.
Yeah.
Welcome to.
I mean, if you got the money to blow, I mean, why not make it look cool? But that's insane.
It's silly.
Yeah, I mean, if anything,
Yeah.
like if I get a PS5, I'll probably grab the black faceplates just because, like, I love the all black look. Like
Yeah.
PlayStation has been known for that all black look,
Right.
but like the red, the light blue, the purple, and the pink, like probably not me.
Yeah. But so jumping back here away from Sony and back into the game world again, a new game for October 2022. We've got a release date now for Scorn. This game to me looks disgusting. Looks gross, but looks interesting. And honestly, it gives me that reminiscent feel of like Halo, the Flood from Halo.
Yeah. Well, you know why you get that feeling. This is being made in partnership with like the visuals of everything by H.R. Geiger, who is like partially like part of Ridley Scott's work with Alien and Prometheus, in the most recent movie with like Alien Convention or Conviction or something like that.
Yeah.
And so that when this was first showcased at Microsoft's event like 2 years ago, and I was just like, man, this looks like an Alien game. This looks
Yeah.
like Prometheus. And it was just like, and they announced it was like Scorn. I was like, what the fuck is Scorn? Like, I was so confused. I had to like look up shit. And then it was just like, oh, it's being made by the same person who created all the work, all the design shit for Alien. I was like, okay, well, that makes sense. Like, it's going to have that influence on it. And it's a first-person biopunk survival horror adventure game made by Ebb Software, and it's a Microsoft exclusive. So it looks good. We haven't really heard much about it, but to be able to see this coming out this year, adding to that, this would be like the fourth horror game that we're going to get this
Yeah.
year that has significance to it. I'm with
Yeah.
it. This game really had my attention when I saw it, and I was just like, I need to play it. It looks crazy.
I'm excited. It looks interesting, but talking about horror games, Stalker 2
This is fun.
fine. They announced that they won't be selling NFTs that people buy to insert their face into the game. So, Stalker 2 was trying to sell consumers on NFTs to help, I guess, fund the game, or just so people were like, I'd buy an NFT, they'd use my face for an NPC in the game, and the community lashed back so hard that they, tucked their tail between their legs and ran because they were like, oh god, we made a horrendous mistake, and the community just berated them.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts? Would you have bought an NFT to put your face into a game?
No, and NFTs are just one of those concepts right now, or just like you don't know if it's going to be like a thing that's here forever, or if this thing's going to bust. And there's some people that are like, yeah, this is awful. Some people are like, this is great. And I kind of sit towards that this is not a good idea kind of idea, because it's all based off of the value of that you think it's worth. Like, it's that whole art kind of thing.
Mhm.
Like, this art piece is worth $1,000 to you, but I look at it, I'm like, it's nothing. I don't see it. So there's no value. There's nothing that backs it. There's nothing that sets it in concrete. So it would definitely fuck up the whole like economy, and just like people were like, overpricing things. You're like, why? And it would like it would separate the community too. You would have like those people who have money setting up in this higher class, and then you got these gamers down here that can't afford anything. They're not going to spend thousands of dollars on NFTs for in-game. And Ubisoft apparently wants part of this, which we already know that of course they would win. It makes no brainer.
They
But
have microtransactions on single player games for cosmetics. Okay,
yes, awful NFTs basically. And
Ugh.
to see Stalker 2 say that they were down to do this, I was really mind blown. It's it's a smaller game coming to Xbox, and wasn't expecting this, but I'm glad that they were like, all right, nobody wants this. This is not a good idea. We're not going to do it, guys. We're sorry. They're just doing good PR, sticking with the whole Xbox, Microsoft good PR that they've been doing. I applaud them for taking that step back, but NFTs are going to be something that we're going to have to cautiously watch and monitor over the next couple of years.
no, yeah, and it's kind of one of those big scams right now where people are just trying to make money on things that don't exist. People
That's
are putting
true.
value on things that don't exist, and it's like, well, I think it's a little silly, but it is what it is. Last topic we have here, though, for the day. Are either of you familiar with Nexon Gaming?
Not at all.
No, this one actually
How
kind of
about
blew me.
Maple? How about Maple Story?
No,
Okay,
sir.
Okay.
yeah, I've heard of
The
it.
people who made Maple Story are now in charge of the development for a Warhammer MMO set in the Mortal Realm, so in Age of Sigmar.
Is that a good thing?
I don't know. They make 2D games, so I'm not. I don't. And they're riddled with microtransactions. Like, to be able to play endgame content in the Maple Story, you had to buy microtransactions, or you weren't getting anywhere. And they're known for their Korean style MMO farming, where you just sit there for hours and do the same thing to only get a fraction of a level or a fraction of what you need.
Yeah, I don't know. This is going to be very interesting to see it, like especially if they're only known for 2D games. For them to make an open world MMO RPG, that seems very ambitious, if you ask me. Are you excited for it though?
No, not at all. I'd love to see an MMO in the Mortal Realms playing, because they've got a board game called Soulbound, or a tabletop RPG called Soulbound, and I think it'd be awesome to see a Soulbound style game, but I don't think that's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get some weird offshoot that's gonna be made by somebody that's not very good, and it's gonna be like some of the other games we've gotten so far in Age of Sigmar versus old Warhammer. So we'll see what we get, but
Okay.
it's definitely
Yeah,
not going
this
to
is-
be Space
right.
Marine 2 style of game.
Yeah, probably not. So we'll definitely monitor that and see how that unfolds and develops and whatnot. But that's all the gaming topics we got this week. So just want to close it all here with a deep freeze moment. Just want to do something a little fun real quick, see if we test our knowledge and whatnot. Want to do
boy.
some video game trivia for us guys here, and anybody in the chat can answer this. I'll try and wait a little bit before I give out the answer and whatnot. So run down here. We'll start off first here. What was the first commercially successful video game? I know we're testing knowledge here. We're going way back.
I didn't study for this test.
I didn't Does anybody know? I mean, like it kind of makes sense, especially once I
Pong.
would say it.
Pong.
What
That's
about
my
you,
vote.
Hakeem?
Pong.
Pong. He's saying Pong. I'm gonna say Snake. I don't know.
Snake, that's a good one too. I definitely like both of those answers. What about chat here? Mario Brothers? Maybe.
Minecraft.
Maybe so. And it'd be crazy if it was Minecraft. That wouldn't make any sense though. Minecraft didn't come out.
Hell no, would it?
A little late to be commercially successful.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So the first commercially successful video game was Pong. You were correct, Roger. Makes sense. Like that was like the OG. Like,
Genius.
we can actually make a game that.
Honestly, the best part about Pong is also the first recorded rage quit I've ever seen in a video game either. The guy literally took the controller and he slapped it down and walked away, and the other guy's just like,
All right.
All right.
I destroyed him.
All right. Next question here for everyone here is what is the best selling video game of all time?
Oh,
This is
shit.
definitely going to test one here because there's a lot of great video games that have been around for a while, and this is actually one specific game. This isn't like a franchise or anything.
Minecraft.
Hakeem?
I was actually gonna say the same thing, but no, I can't.
Yeah, I mean, you can agree with them if you want.
You gotta come on, man.
I'm gonna agree with Roger. I can't think of anything else.
Minecraft probably
Right.
has been
I
resold and resold hundreds of times to the same people.
right.
I know I own 2 copies of Minecraft. Now, I didn't buy 2 copies, but I own 2 copies of Minecraft.
Right. I remember buying the PC version and I also had the Xbox version, and now it's all one and the same. It's on Game Pass, so it's just like, all right, cool. I own like 17
Java,
copies of it.
yeah, the Java and the Bedrock edition.
Yeah, so you guys are all correct because Chris transitioned his. It is Minecraft, which at this point doesn't make it. It makes sense, but it's just like, damn, really? Like Minecraft's been around for what, 13 years or whatever.
It is. It defined it. It is the beginning of one of the most influential genres to date.
Survival.
Yeah.
Sandbox
Games are the most successful genre, period. And Minecraft built that genre to what it is today. It is not the first sandbox, won't be the last, but it will be the most successful, I assume.
Yeah, and I don't think anything's ever going to come close to it. And like for a while, at least, it's definitely nothing that we see in the
Not in
next
the
couple
same
of years.
genre.
Yeah, definitely.
Nothing's ever going to find the same commercial success. You're going to have to be in a new genre.
Yeah, you're gonna have to create something for sure. I mean, Fortnite could potentially chase it down if it stays around the same amount of years as Minecraft. But like Minecraft would have to cease to exist because Minecraft is going to continue to grow. So it's going to be impossible to catch up to Minecraft. But next question here is what year was the Super Nintendo Entertainment System released? I know we're testing out here. We weren't born, I know that, but it was close. It was definitely close. And no Googling over there. I know everybody got phones and tablets and computers that they can Google on. Roger's like
1989.
Keem's like, I'm playing Heads Up.
Yeah, dude, you're saying that. I'm gonna do the Price is Right move. 1981. Or no, you said 89?
89.
I'm gonna say 90.
And yeah, it's probably 1987. Okay, 87. You said 89 and 90.
Yeah.
Hakeem, you were the closest. It was 1991.
It worked. Price is Right's crazy.
91. It was two years before we were born, before the SNES came out. Did any of you guys ever play the SNES?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Oh yeah, that was that one. Okay, I couldn't remember exactly which one it was, but yeah, we played that one for sure. Because you had both of them, didn't you? You had the SNES and the Sega.
I had Sega Genesis.
I think I ended up having a Sega as well, but I never had the NES. We've spent a lot of time playing them shits. But moving on to the next question here. What is the highest selling game console to date? This one should be kind of easy.
Oh, is it?
I feel like it's a no-brainer.
Oh, don't say that because maybe you look stupid. All right. The Atari, boom, got it.
That and the Power Rangers game. Oh, jeez, Nintendo Switch.
That'd be crazy.
The Switch. That'd be crazy if it was a Switch. Definitely not the 360. The 360 actually got passed by the PS3 at the end of that life cycle, which is crazy to me because the 360 was super successful.
You're giving away answers, bro.
No, I know, but I didn't give the actual answer away. I'm just eliminating
the PlayStation 2.
Yes,
honestly, I don't know.
it is the PS2. And I don't even think it comes close, if I'm not mistaken. The let's see, most sold console of all time. They got the whenever it loads here. Allow all. Yeah, the PlayStation 2 has 157.68 million consoles, and Nintendo DS is actually second with 154.9. So that actually is a lot closer than I thought. But I wonder if that DS stat includes like every iteration of the DS as well, like 3DS. The XL,
advanced stuff, whatever it is.
And the Game Boy was
the PlayStation only includes the Slim and the PS2.
Yeah, that makes sense. But let's do another question here. Let's not do that one. But this is a good one because I know we hate this franchise. Blizzard Entertainment is most well known for what video game franchise? This is interesting.
I don't even.
Diablo.
Sure. Sure. You know what? That's right.
Well, it seems like Laser Lord is the only one participating in chat now. That's big sad. But
your own.
It is not Diablo, guys. It is actually the one that's still around that plays a lot too. Is World of Warcraft.
I assume so, but wow. It felt like a trick question.
Yeah, right. You're just like, no, this is too easy. Cannot answer that one.
Diablo's been around longer. That's the only reason I said it.
Yeah. That would make
And
sense.
it
But
sold more copies too.
I forgot about WoW. How you forget about WoW? You can't forget about
How
that
do you
game.
forget about the most successful MMO? Oh,
um,
that's fair.
next question here: what video game company collaborated with Sony on the PlayStation? I'll read that again. What video game company collaborated with Sony on the PlayStation?
What gaming company?
Yeah, and you figure at that time there was a decent amount around. I don't know if anybody
Oh,
knows, but you guys know that Microsoft, aka Xbox, tried to buy out Nintendo.
I did not know that.
Yeah, in the early days when Xbox first came out, they tried to buy Nintendo because they were like, "Well, we have the software and the games. How about we buy you and you be the platform, the actual console hardware developer? We come together." But Nintendo was like, "You guys are
no.
funny." No, not happening. Like
Because
they
they're
literally,
broke.
no, they literally laughed at them. Like they had a meeting and shit, and like when the guys went back to talk to the heads of Microsoft, they were like, "Yeah, they laughed at us." And I was
That's
just
so
like, "Yo,
disrespectful.
that's so
That's a
savage."
big dick move, though.
They just go.
That's a
Like,
big
you
dick
guys are
move.
great.
That's crazy.
Like it's like one of those like puns or jokes that you would see in like a movie or some
Yeah.
shit, but that shit really happened. But Chris,
Break
you
my
are
heart.
Chris, you are correct though. It is Nintendo. Nintendo did help make
Oh.
help Sony with making the console, which is crazy.
Mhm.
Because I guess it says Nintendo originally intended to be an add-on on the SNES until the deal fell apart and the companies parted ways. That's crazy to think that if PlayStation would have been a part of that, that'd have been crazy.
Everything would have been a lot different for Sony.
Sure would have.
Sony wouldn't be the game company it is today.
No, yeah, definitely not game
And
company, but they
and
are known for
Microsoft
their
wouldn't
players.
have even been close to what it is today either because they wouldn't have had the same competition.
Right. Speaking about that stuff, Microsoft just released that 6-part series. It's on their YouTube channel, talking about like the steps of where it took over the last 20 years to get where it was. Where like Xbox originally developed, like came with the idea from the DirectX team, and they came up with this idea that they wanted to put the DirectX into the living room. They're like, well, we're going to call it the Direct Xbox, and that's how they ended up coming up with the name, and that shit all went about.
Oh,
Definitely check that out too.
that's
Huh.
awesome. That's where the
Yeah.
Xbox comes from. Then I guess that's cool.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's
I've been
pretty.
watching the first part of it, and that was in the first like half of the show, and I'm like, yo, that's crazy how that shit just comes apart. And like at first it was a joke. They were like, we're not gonna make a fucking Xbox. You're stupid.
Yeah, and then they did, and look how
Next
successful
thing
they
you
are.
know.
The rest is history. But next question here. We'll just do a couple more real quick. What product did Nintendo first release before taking on the world of video games? Oh
Trading
wow,
cards.
I did not know that answer.
They
That is
they made
crazy.
board games and such. They're actually Nintendo's over 100 years old.
I
I
hate
did
how
not know that
confident
either.
you are. Yeah.
I hate how confident you are.
I hate how confident you are, but he's probably
Nintendo,
right.
See,
Nintendo dates back to the 1800s.
I did not know that. Wow, they need to come out with like a 6-part series, and I can watch that. But no, Nintendo first made playing cards. Yes, you
Yep.
guys are correct. Playing cards is what it was. So my guess is just like the normal
They
basic playing
made
cards.
playing cards. Yes, they made basic playing cards. Then they moved on to tabletop games like just sort of little boxed games kind of things. And then they made video games in the 80s.
Okay, man, look at this. We're learning some shit tonight, y'all.
We'll learn a
It's
whole
just
lot.
one of those random facts I know. I'm full
Yeah.
of useless trivia.
Hey, look, it's coming in handy though. We're having fun, right? But next question here: the United States Air Force used what gaming console to create a cluster supercomputer?
What
Oh,
gaming?
oh wow. Okay,
Is it
What's
the
up?
Atari? I'm
Say that
going
again?
Atari.
that'd be crazy if it was the Atari. That shit's so slow.
That would be so awful. I don't know.
I would not trust the Atari to do nothing in the military.
Fuck no.
PlayStation 2.
PlayStation 1.
Wrong number. No, Laser Lord is correct. It is the PS3, which I'm really surprised because of
Oh
all
shit.
systems. It would have been the PS3, the one that didn't really do that great when it first came out. There was a lot of issues with it.
Well, it
I-
was kind of very PC-esque. It was more like a computer than the previous versions of the consoles.
If I'm not mistaken, they use a lot of our military actually uses the Xbox One controller now and the Kinect for a lot of their shit, which is surprising. It's having more success in that than it did in the actual gaming industry. But the Xbox One controller is pretty solid. That's what it is even now today with the Series X and S. With this controller, just added the share button, and that's about it. It didn't really innovate too much like PlayStation did. But
Yo, the new PlayStation controller is fucking banging. I love this thing. This is awesome.
It's a heavy motherfucker.
I like that it has a two stage button as well. I'm trying to get
Yeah.
used to it, but yeah.
well, the trigger has like 2 stages.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it also has the tension too. Like if you're pulling a bow,
Mhm.
it'll like give you that tension. Same thing with a gun. Like
Yeah.
it's different from
Yep.
like MP5, AK. Like it's a very. I like the controller, but it's not meant for competitive. I would not want that playing anything
Oh,
competitive.
you turn it off.
Right. Yeah. But next question here: what food was the character Pac-Man modeled after?
What food?
What food was Pac-Man based off of? What food?
Cheese.
I like that idea.
I'm gonna say like an egg or something.
That makes sense. Anybody else here in chat? Because this one's actually pretty interesting. Like, fuck, Pac-Man's been around forever, and they're still around. Like, they're still, like, they're more successful now in like mobile gaming. Like, they do a lot of that now. But remember when Pac-Man went like 3D? That was interesting.
Yeah.
I liked it more than I liked regular Pac-Man. I think regular Pac-Man is boring as shit.
Yeah, it was just so.
It was the
competitive.
time.
Just like
It was the times. It was the times, bro.
Yeah, it was the times. You know, I'd still rather play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
at Chuck E. Cheese, right?
Yeah, man.
We spent countless hours playing that shit.
Who
But
needs the fucking crappy gifts at Chuck E. Cheese's or the toys or whatever when you can play fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
right, and not win any fucking tickets playing that shit. We spent all of our fucking cup of tokens on that shit. But the food that the Pac-Man was based off of was actually pizza. It says Pac-Man creator Taru Iwatani, terrible at pronouncing his name, was eating pizza when he came up with the idea for the beloved character. That's interesting. That's
Imagine
good.
how high he was. He was probably like, "Yo, this is the one."
He pulled one slice away. He
Just
was like,
reproduced by eating more stuff.
but no, I would get the cheese because it's like a yellow circle missing a slice.
Yeah.
Like it would make sense for cheese, but yeah,
Yeah.
pizza. That's surprising.
That's weird.
In the original arcade version of Donkey Kong, what was the name of the character that would later be known as Mario? Oh, I did not know that. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense though. It's very simplistic of a name. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I'm gonna go with Italian.
I really cannot believe that shit.
I'm gonna go with plumber.
Mustache?
What about Laser Lord? Since you might be the only one left here in chat, even though we got like 6+ viewers.
Pizza.
In the name of pizza. Yeah, that'd be crazy. No. Jumpman.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Man, I do remember that.
Yeah, that's
Jordan.
crazy. Yeah, right. Shout out Jordan.
Shout out Jordan.
Oh man. Let's just do just like 3 more here and then we'll be good. Crap, I knew it too. What is the best-selling handheld gaming system to date? I don't know. No, yeah, I kind of gave this away earlier.
The cell phone. No, I'm just kidding. It's a Nintendo DS, but it really honestly is more the cell phone now than anything.
Right. Yeah, because there's more cell phones in the market by far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and everyone plays a game on their cell phone. Every one of us, we've all played a cell phone game. I guarantee you. You know, so yeah. I don't think there's anyone watching this who hasn't played some sort of game on their phone.
Right.
But it's a Nintendo DS, as we know from the
so I guess
question.
By the idea about gaming system, a phone's not a gaming system. It just happens to play games because you figure your Tesla can play Sonic, which was announced the other day, but it's not a gaming system.
That's the lowest selling model of video game console yet. Then
the Tesla, right?
The Tesla.
No, but yeah, it was the Nintendo DS. Was is the best selling handheld. What was the very first video game character to have a balloon featured in Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Neither do I.
There's a lot of good characters that could have been in that parade, like from the beginning. I don't know.
Sonic.
Let's go. Crash Bandicoot. I don't fucking know.
I like that one. That'd be a crazy ass, big ass balloon.
Hell yeah, dude.
That'd be lit. I actually watched the parade this year. It was a lot of fun. They had Baby Yoda flying through the sky. Then they started to implement some of that AR technology that you can watch when the viewers at home could watch, but if you're there, you don't see any of it.
That's awesome.
What about so you went with Crash? What about you, Laser Lord? Got any ideas what video game character would have been the first in the parade? That's pretty crazy though. Around that time, what all the like iconic video game characters. It was Sonic. It was Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh shit!
Yeah!
Roger's big brain out here,
All
bro.
right.
Big brain. I was watching something the other day and a Sonic balloon. I don't know where it was from, but it popped and I can't remember what I was watching.
Now Roger's cheating, bro. I'm reporting you. That's crazy.
After I said Sonic, I went online. I was like, all right, I know there's a Sonic balloon. When did it show up? The Sonic balloon was from 1993 until 1997. Then they redid it from 2011 to 2013 and 2021. Sonic
Big
was
ass
in this year's
balloon.
Macy's Day Parade. That's where I saw it.
Which makes sense with all the Sonic shit that's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up here, we'll just do these last two. What is the most expensive video game made to date?
Most expensive video game ever made?
Yeah, made to date. This one actually is kind of low-key surprising in a way.
Tetris.
That'd be crazy. That game's actually is that the most played game, I think?
Yes, that's the most played game in the world. Tetris has been redone by everyone. It's in the public domain, so anyone can do Tetris.
That is true, and it's better than any of my answers.
Tetris. Missile Defense Fund game.
Fuck it! I second it. Tetris.
You guys are both going to go with Tetris?
Sure.
Duke Nukem.
Duke
That'd be crazy.
Nukem. What
That'd be
the
crazy if that
hell?
was- No, this one's actually crazy. GTA 5 is the most expensive ever
Oh,
game
yeah,
made.
yeah. That
And
makes sense.
but Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was like very close apparently. Like it's that close. Which is kind of crazy to think like it costs that much to make that game. But I wonder if they're including their lawsuits that they were dealing with at the time. What year was the first VR headset created? Whoa.
Oh.
I did not know that.
1996?
I would have
No,
definitely guessed the
can-
2000s, somewhere in the
I would have definitely
2000s.
said like 2013 or something.
Do you want me to tell you what the first VR headset was?
Sure.
It was the one made for Nintendo.
Yeah,
The Nintendo one.
Bro, they were ahead of the
like-
game.
Yeah,
it was
that's
definitely
the
ahead of
first
its time.
and it went along with the fact that you remember Nintendo also had the original like controller that you shot the screen with
Yeah, when you played the
for Duck
Duck
Hunt.
Hunt, yeah.
Yeah, what happened was when you would shoot, the whole
Vir-
screen would
The
go
Virtual
black.
Boy is what it was called.
Virtual Boy, thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
95.
95, I was close.
95.
I didn't have the year, but I knew which one it was.
Yeah. So that's some trivia. Maybe we could throw these in every once in a while. I got a page that has a shit ton of those, and that was pretty cool to test some knowledge and
That stressed me out.
Stress you. I know you just had your finals and stuff the other day.
That
This
stressed me
kinda
out, bro.
Gave you some.
This is the hardest
PTSD
one
with
yet.
it.
It's the hardest final I had. Didn't even get to study. Fuck.
Hell no.
I mean, you study for
I'm
your fun. No, I'm
upset.
just playing. I didn't. Back in the day, I fucked up a lot. But definitely, let's close out this week's episode. Roger, any last comments or remarks?
Hey, Hakeem, thanks for joining us. It's nice to have another guest other than myself showing up and talking to Victor all day.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. Anything from you, Hakeem? Any last comments, remarks from the show? Anything you want to say?
No, sir. I had a great time. It was fun learning all this stuff, and I'm definitely going to try out some of these games we talked about for sure.
Hey, man, that's the goal that we want to get everybody in our community involved, and we'll definitely love to have you back on the show. It's definitely been a pleasure to have your personality on the show, and honestly, you can only get better from here if you keep joining us.
Yeah, you guys saw how stupid I was with the trivia. Don't ever do that again, by the way.
But no, you definitely want to thank everyone who checked us out live today. Anybody who's going to check us out later on YouTube, definitely 1000% appreciate it. If you want to catch these episodes live, it's every Sunday at 7 p.m. So definitely be sure to tune in on our Twitch channel. But Roger, where can we find you at?
Hey, you all know where I'm at. It's twitch.tv/lunatic_oblivion. I want to thank the community for showing up and helping me out with my stream because I might be affiliate soon.
Yes, sir. What about you, Hakeem? Where can people check you out at? Any social
find
medias you
me-
want to plug or anything? Your Twitch channel?
Yeah, just Twitch, Hakeemy up there, and the bathroom because I have to pee. That's it.
And of course, everybody, you can check me out at Twitter at Mr. Never Chillin _, Xbox is X Never Space Chillin, Facebook Vic Brubacher. Questions, concerns, want to come on the show, hit me up there. And we're not even worried about my Twitch because we're trying to become an affiliate with our program here. We're almost there. Not too much to go, but definitely want to thank everyone again. But until next time, peace.
Peace.